Hello and welcome to the Bones Horror Podcast. This is our episode 113, I think. Let me double check that. It is, isn't it? Yeah, 113. And this week we are reviewing Longlegs. Tonight we have with us Larry.
Hello.
And Jess. And
Hello.
Ewan.
Hi.
Am I totally glitching out yet? Or am I all right still?
You're
You're
good.
fine.
Just your hi. Hi.
An FBI agent hunts a killer, but the deeper she digs, the closer she gets to hell herself. Occult codes, cursed clues, and one name whispered through the dark. Longlegs. And that'll do. Because the other day, one of our episodes got removed for the trailer and for something else.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
They're very strict. They're really strict now, aren't they? Like on how much you can play.
We're trying to sell their film, though, really, or maybe not.
There's a really. There's a really. Yeah, I was going to say sometimes we're saying the opposite, but
Yeah.
No, it's just a thin line, isn't it? There's a thin line, isn't it? YouTube doesn't
make it very easy to edit. Very easy. Click a couple of buttons, and all of a sudden that trailer is gone. But if you're watching live, that won't happen. You'll see everything, so that's good.
Loophole.
So this film, 2024, budget of 10 million. What do you think it made?
probably not a lot. Like not a lot, but like not.
Yeah, I think it had
a lot.
Well, it's not going to earn as much as
in the grand,
yeah.
In the grand scheme of things,
know,
like if you look at something compared to like I don't know, like Avengers or something like that, or like even more, I guess, mainstream, but horror films in general, like even Weapons was, in my opinion, probably the best horror film that came out this year, and yet that didn't blow up at the box office. Like it did well and earned a good amount back, but something like Longlegs, I think, probably earned maybe like, I don't know, maybe in the 30s, 30 mil.
Yeah, I mean, it had a decent cult following, didn't it?
Yeah.
So probably, yeah.
Well, apparently, according to Wiki, it did 128.
Oh, that's not bad.
Oh wow,
that's pretty good.
Is that over its whole? Is that over its whole span? Like even
today.
Like. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that's worldwide gross as well.
Worldwide, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why they're putting a lot of their faith in Oscar Perkins at the moment. Neil.
Jess, do me a favour, have a look at Rotten on this, because mine, for some reason, there's a few bits I worked on this afternoon, and they haven't saved. I've got a feeling it's in the 80s, but...
Do you want to take your guesses?
I reckon it's going to be quite divisive, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because a lot of critics are divided on it as well. I reckon it might be.
Is it 82?
One.
Close.
83.
82?
86.
Oh, that's not bad.
Wow.
That's all right.
86%.
That surprises me, considering like I really enjoy this film, but from a lot of what I hear is always negative. So that surprises me.
See, all the people I know that have watched it gave it really good reviews and really enjoyed it.
Your brother said it was shit, Jess.
Alex.
Alex, yeah.
Alex. I'm not surprised.
It's like, shit, Dad. I really enjoyed it anyway.
He just didn't understand it.
Didn't understand it. There's certain elements I don't understand. I have questions.
Me neither.
So I watched this afternoon. I don't normally do that, to be fair. I saw it at the cinema, and I've kind of held off all week watching. I've watched 28 Years Later twice, but we'll speak about that in a bit. But I decided to watch it in VR today. Just
VR.
Yeah, so I went on my Quest 3 thing. I watched it through Prime with the screen.
Yeah, just surprised. Why?
How does that work?
Yeah, like did you just have the phone in like a VR thing?
Does it do that thing where it like, I don't know, it like sort of blends the vision into sort of two? So
yeah, so it looked like I was in a cinema. So
they craft that to be that way with an audience as well.
Longlegs, the film crafted for VR.
It looked great, to be honest, and I had the curved screen, and I was sat quite back from it, and I just wanted to see how well it did because I downloaded it direct to it, so I had a decent copy, and to concentrate and not look at my phone. So, have I died? Have I gone?
No.
You're still there.
You're still there.
Yeah. So
I'm just
you lot are
surprised
totally frozen on my end.
I'm just surprised that you still watched it in VR.
Mate, it was great. Look, here she is. She's there. Look. It was amazing. Honestly, great experience. I play a lot of horror games in VR. It's good fun.
Is it like in like, I don't know, when you see like a Facebook VR thing where you get to like look around the room?
No, I didn't. I've done that. No, I didn't. It was just me, sat on my own. Big, massive curved screen, and I really enjoyed it in VR. It's not 3D or anything. It was just literally watching it like you sat in your own little cinema.
I gotta ask. When you say like big curved screen, do you mean your like phone screen but had the curves, or are you saying
it's actual a VR headset? It's not a phone going into a
right. Okay,
that's an actual Quest, Meta Quest, isn't it?
It's a very expensive.
I see. I get it now. I thought when you were going, I watched this on a big curved screen. I was there thinking like, did you just slip your phone in and you're like, whoa.
I think you'd like it, Larry. I think it'd be right up your street, actually.
I don't know. VR is like
it's good. I really enjoyed it, so I'll be doing that again. Definitely, maybe with our next pick. I'm going to shut up for a minute because everyone's frozen. So carry on, please.
So Longlegs.
Yeah. It's
Jess, you can be the host now. I'll see.
God.
Yeah, go for it, Jess.
Oh, Jesus. So, what did we all think of Longlegs?
Very,
I personally
very good.
Enjoyed it. I just have a lot of questions about it. There's a lot of things that just like nice. Like and subscribe, guys. I think the actress was really, really good.
Is it Maker Monroe? Is it? Is that right?
I have no idea.
She's like becoming the new Scream Queen, isn't she? Like what people say anyway. Like from It Follows, It Follows, and
It Follows. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's where I know her from.
Yeah. I mean, a completely different character to this one.
Yeah. Is she going to be in It Follows too, or They Follow, or whatever it is?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I haven't heard anything about that in a long time.
I forgot that film even existed.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favorite films. Love it.
I wonder if she'll return in it, like as a different sort of like mentor-esque character, or if they're just going to do a whole separate story.
Didn't she die? I thought she died.
No, it left it ambiguous at the end, didn't she? Right. She's walking with the because she ends up like her and her like best friend. Like, they end up sort of together, don't they? And it's like, okay, let's. And then there's like someone following them. At the end, and it's like, ooh,
yeah.
Ooh, where are we going?
Yeah. But no, this is the second time I've watched Longlegs. I think I enjoyed it more the first time. I think because because you don't really know what's going to happen, and it's a bit unpredictable, and I think that's what makes it more tense. But I still enjoyed it the second time. I really liked sort of returning to that world, and I love the way that Perkins shoots things. I mean, he sort of takes on some really weird angles. Like there's the one where she's like at her desk, and you're sort of far away, but she's sort of like in a square in the middle. I don't know if it's like forced perspective or something like that, but it's like a really sort of uneasy angle and things like that. And I really love the sort of eeriness and the weirdness that's just like pasted everywhere. And you've got sort of Nicolas Cage, who I sort of barely recognise, to be honest, when he's sort of like, I don't know, he kind of absorbs himself in that role. And it's also a weird thing now. I don't know what's going on with horror movies, but what's with like the white face paint? Because you got that in Weapons as well, and I'm not sure why that's become a thing. It's very effective, but I don't understand why it's such a trend now.
Well, to add on to that, like the first time I watched it, there was a lot of build up of because they did like really great marketing.
Sorry.
Yeah, the internet's going, but can still play sounds.
I was testing it.
So,
Sorry,
like with the marketing for it as it was coming out, they did that thing, didn't they, where they were like, "Oh, what does Nicolas Cage look like?" And they did like a lot of hype around it. And the first time I watched it, I thought like, yeah, it's unrecognizable. I actually found though the second time I watched it, I was a bit like, I don't want to say let down, but I was a bit like, kind of like, are they just like almost wanting more from it? But I understand that they're not trying to make it like the film isn't that Nicolas Cage is like this, demon-esque character or some form of that. He is, he plays a part in what all the other stuff that's going on. So I think it works in that. I also think that Nicolas Cage works perfectly as the character because he just adds his Nicolas Cage to it, which is just like him sing. There's this particular bit I love where it's like cut off half of like most of his face, and it's like the old footage looking back, and he just starts singing, and it's it's like this is just Nicolas Cage. And I wonder if they did just let him do that. I wonder if that was in the script. Like,
I think
you have to do this.
I think I did read that Nicolas Cage did have a lot of input. I mean, he did also produce the film, but apparently, like he had a lot of discussions with Perkins about, sort of what he can add to the role and things like that. And I love the sorry, Kev's like gone into whatever world he's in with his VR headset. He might not think what he's drinking is real. Who knows? It also sort of like, I mean, that's the thing about this film is that there are just images that you don't really forget. And I as you say, I really like that image of his like head being essentially sort of cut off from the frame. It reminds me a lot of
the doll as well. When there's a really great image where it's got the like it's wearing like fabric over its face, and it's one of those things that like I see a lot of people who do like breakdowns of the film or like an insight into the film or video essays on it, and they like brighten the screen, and they're like, it's that fear of like, because the eyes are looking at you, but it's color graded in such a way where you can barely just see it. So those little things I really appreciate about the film, because it's it also gives like a very Seven vibe, I feel. That sort of feel, like obviously sort of story's completely different, but the similar vibe and feeling of Seven. Like I think that really works for the film. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Continue.
No, it's fine. No, I was gonna, that's a very good point. But also, I was like, it reminded me. I don't know if you've seen the paintings of Francis Bacon, where it's like there is like figures like doing similar like similarly framed, where it's just the mouth and it's sort of open and things like that. I sort of got that vibe from it, and I like how they sort of gradually build Longlegs up, and you sort of see glimpses of him at first, and then you eventually get to, and then even when he does like come into frame, it sort of cuts away. I love all that kind of stuff, and I think my favorite moment, and it sort of follows on from what you're saying about the sort of Nicolas, it's just when he screams in the car. I think that's my favorite scene, because it's just the great thing about it. And I think this is like, can be said for all the best horror films, is that it makes me laugh and it makes me scared at the same time. It's almost like a catharsis of you have to laugh at this, but it's also quite scary.
Yeah, he's like screaming, "Mummy!"
Yeah, Daddy!
Daddy! Like, what is? I think me and Shane were watching it together, and the amount of times we kind of both just would look at each other and then just look back at the screen, like, what are we watching? What is happening?
Yeah.
I think the ending as well is one that I think is satisfying. I remember the first time watching it, and it was reaching the third act, and I did think like, oh, is this gonna be not a letdown, but I was very worried it would go in a direction I didn't want it to, and I was pleasantly surprised of having it conclude the way I wanted it to.
And I think I despite saying that I think I preferred it the first time, I think I preferred watching the third act the second time than the first time, strangely. Mainly because I was like, I think during the third act, because it's not quite a swerve, but it's almost a really weird route it takes, and I was like, I think when I first watched it, I was like, where is this going? Oh, that was quite fun, whatever. Whereas the second time, because I knew it was going, I was like, oh, that's actually really cool, and I really like how it almost takes it quite a sort of Lynchian direction, especially when you sort of build it up, and you sort of, I really like how they don't explain too much as well. The whole sort of like the sort of metal ball in the puppet acting as a kind of brain or a vessel or something. I like how they only sort of they kind of explain it with the image, where like I think someone shoots the doll and then like the sort of blackness comes out the head. I think that's sort of maybe symbolic of her own soul in some capacity being sort of trapped. I'm not, but again, it's up for anyone's interpretation, and that's what I quite appreciated about it. And again, I think that's quite Lynchian in itself. But yeah, again, I really enjoyed it the second time.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question, please?
No.
Whose voice? Spoilers and stuff. Whose voice was it at the end on the phone? And she picked the phone up and she went over to her boss's house.
Oh yeah.
So there was this kind of a voice on the other end of the phone.
Sounding voice.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was either wasn't it Longlegs or the sort of soul of Longlegs.
That's what I thought as well. Like sort of like him, sort of still lingering on.
I really like that that other actress as well who played the mother. I thought she was, because again, she's not given the like runtime of the film. She isn't given that much screen time, but she's just really effective in sort of like just her eyes are really strange, like the way she sort of like moves, and she's not really I'm just trying to get her name up here. What's her name? Alicia Witt, I think her name is. But yeah, she's like constantly in two worlds almost, and I really like how that she's. I don't know if it's an easy twist to guess. It wasn't for me, but just the fact that she's the accomplice in all this.
I didn't see it first time round, but
no, I think I even forgot about it this time around. But yeah,
I honestly couldn't. I can't remember. I know that I was like pleasantly surprised when it came about.
I thought she might have been dead the whole time, and that she was imagining her mum was alive because of the like
chairs.
There was like maggots and beetles coming out.
I love that. Yo Graham Crackers banging chairs on there. That's old.
What's with the chairs?
It's the stack of chairs from that
Stack
film.
of chairs from that.
Let
weird
me
French zombie film.
yeah, hold on.
Which zombie film? There's quite a few.
I'm
What was
gonna
it
get it
called?
out.
It was,
I'm looking for it.
5 out of 5. All right. What was it called? French zombie horror.
Yeah. Did the mum know that Longlegs had like dropped that card around? And what were the consequences also of opening the card before her birthday? But it says do not open.
Says do
What
not
was
open.
going to happen if she opened it on her birthday?
See, they know it's that weird movie.
It's a lot of weird movies.
Yeah, it's a good point, Jess. I didn't think about that. It's sort of.
I think there would have been contingencies for everything. It's one of those. I think it's one of those that relies very heavily on things playing out the way that they do in the film. But I think because there's certain aspects of it that, like with her specifically, where I'm like, okay, if you replace anyone else with her, you know, as like a detective looking into it, sort of thing, and does it work quite the same? And you then start going, does this connect if that doesn't happen? But I do think that it gives a good enough reason for everything to happen the way it does.
It's sort of
Ravenous.
Oh, that's the film, is it? That's the zombie film.
Chairs.
I love how I can't keep like a straight follow up of the Longlegs every 2 seconds. Just chairs. Ravenous.
Yeah.
5 out of 5.
Yeah, great for our Spotify, Spotify listeners.
Yeah.
Chairs.
No,
absolutely.
You go cracker. You don't have to apologize for anything.
We love that.
Nothing at all.
Were you on that podcast, Larry? When we
I
reviewed it?
I was.
Yeah.
You asked me in detail, what does the chairs mean?
And you explained it and left me as confused as ever.
I did. It'd be funny to try and get that clip up. That was a long time ago. That was funny. But no,
about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I think the other elements in the film that I think other elements in the
I don't remember if I was on that.
I think you were, Jess.
I'm looking up the film and I'm like, do I remember this?
Yeah, it was a weird one.
While back.
It was a weird one.
Yeah, looks it.
I think other elements of Longlegs that work, though, that I will say is I think a lot of films. There's another film coming out recently, and I cannot remember the name of it, but there's an interesting story behind it because I think the film was meant to come out around Longlegs, and they postponed the film coming out because they have a very similar plot, but it's coming out now. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see. I'll try and find it because I watched the trailer the other day, and then I was like, oh, I haven't heard of this film, and then was looking it up like, oh, is this out now? And it just said like, oh, it has a very similar plot to Longlegs and was postponed. So I also think as well, what's the other film there's another film that's come out that people say this is what I mean by the negativity around Longlegs, because a lot of people say they don't like Longlegs. But it's interesting because there's another film that's just come out and they'll say, oh, Longlegs, like there's a film that's come out and they say that this is the better version of Longlegs.
I don't know what's happened to my camera. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jason's gone blurry. I've gone glitchy.
Is it on my camera?
We've gone all ravenous.
Me and Ewan are
we're perfect.
Strong.
We're perfect. So Yo Graham Cracker loved Longlegs, and as listening live for the first time, I love that. Thank you from Pittsburgh. It must be, I don't know what time it is there. It must be in the morning or in the middle of the night. I don't know. It could be anywhere.
It could be either of the two options that are available: the morning or the evening.
Right.
But not midday or afternoon.
No.
No,
No.
it cannot
Could
be
it
midday.
Anyway,
It's-
thank you.
it's-
Thank you
It's
for
about
tuning in. and
2:30.
listening.
It's about 2:30 in Pittsburgh at the moment.
So
Is it?
about
Oh.
midday.
Yes.
Afternoon.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Ravenous was interesting, especially if you like chairs. Yeah.
There was
I want to
piles
watch
of
this
stuff.
film now, just for
You
the
need
chairs.
to. It was too
They'll be
clever
my.
for
You know
me.
what? They're my two. If I can mush two together, I want to mush together that we have Nosferatu and a rewatch of Ravenous.
Yeah, do it.
God,
Two ends of the spectrum.
brilliant.
Stacked. Yeah. So we can do that. We can do that. So what? So what are we giving this film boners? I know you got to go soon, Larry, because you're hungry. So,
I will end on a.
yeah, show me your
instead
dinner.
of,
Show me your dinner.
Sorry, we hungry?
Big pizza.
I love that. Show him your dinner.
Yeah,
Doesn't
to be
make me
honest-
not hungry anymore.
Yeah, to be honest,
got
I prepared for something. Prepared to hear something much worse because show me your D is kind of it kind of
Oh,
made
you
me
in?
think of
Oh,
something else.
lowering the tone
Sorry.
again.
Mind is in the gutter, I'm afraid.
Imagine that live on a podcast. Show him your dick. Just show it. Go on.
Stop
Make
teasing
him
us.
hungry.
No.
Yes.
Moving on.
I love as well
Right.
that like it was just aimed at like Jess, go on, show him your D. Have everyone else in.
Do you have a regular time to meet? Yeah, we go out every 2 weeks at 7 o'clock GMT. Yeah, I'll try and put it on Twitter. I normally do. But yeah, get others to
think
watch
the
them.
only-
Yeah, get involved. Get
Yeah.
involved. Come up with a film for us, and we'll have a watch.
The only place
Absolutely.
we don't, I think the only place we don't, or I'm not sure if we do, but the only place that we don't post to is Facebook,
Don't.
right?
They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
I
You hear that,
assume-
Facebook?
Do we have a platform on TikTok? Is that a thing?
I could do one.
No,
yeah.
we've talked about
Jessica?
about it.
I can assist.
The things we could put on there, we could put stuff like this on. Do you know what I mean? We could put things like that on.
I didn't even see what was going. It was taking too much to load. I didn't even see it.
Play
We
it.
could put-
Play
hang on,
it.
hang on, hang on.
Play
We haven't
it.
even done our
Play
ratings
it.
yet. Oh my god.
Oh, there we go.
No. I packed your bags. I want you to leave tonight.
Yo, what's this? You can't even look at me.
So we could have things like that.
Oh, what a
Our
classic.
audio listeners are going to be like, what is happening? Like, there's no context.
There was
to
an,
it.
For our
puppet
audio listeners,
orangutan.
that is me. Me. That's my high pitched
Your creation, yes.
Can you do the voice for us, Larry?
Oh God. Okay. I haven't done this in a while.
Should we
I
explain
don't
what
have
this is
to.
first?
Yeah.
Have
Sorry.
to.
So I'll yeah. Sorry. I always forget as well. Like, what was just shown was a series that me and a friend from school made in college, and we had put it together just for a bit of fun. And after we put it up, a lot of people said, "Oh, you should continue this," and so we made a couple of episodes and still aim to in the
And it's-
future.
And it's you as a puppet orangutan.
It's me as a puppet.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Right at the end of the
it's-
episode for you. I'll leave it running.
I'll leave it running. But yeah, I'll get round to it. Give me a sec. I'll try and do the voice.
Wait, you could do your rating.
So-
You could do your rating
do
in
the
Douglas's
rating of the
voice.
Yeah, a bonus. What we thinking? I'm going.
God,
I'm
okay.
going 7, 8. No, I'm going 8. Jess,
Ooh.
Harry's getting in the zone.
I think
I'm trying.
I,
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I think I would have rated it higher if it was scarier, because I feel like it was one of those films that everyone's posting like most horrifying film of the year, but it really wasn't scary at all. I don't know. Maybe a 7.
7. Yep.
Yeah.
Ewan?
Yeah, 8 from me. I really like there's the kind of depth to it that I really enjoy, and I think I probably could watch it again. As I say, probably enjoyed it the first time rather than the second time. But no, I think it's really good, and I'm looking forward to see what Osgood Perkins does next. Over to you, Douglas.
I would give it 7. 7 bonus. Pretty good film.
That's amazing. So let's move on to what we watched this week.
What have you been watching?
No, seriously, what have you been watching?
That's great, Larry. Thank you. Amazing.
I don't actually know if that was great.
I enjoyed it. Oh, that was pretty good.
Good.
Was he an injured ape?
In some ways.
He's scarred,
Very much
just
so.
not in the way you're thinking.
Put the link in there. I'm not sure if Yo Graham Cracker's a male or female. It looks like a female, but it's got very much a male name there. So I don't know. Anyway, what have we watched this week? Not much. Not much for me.
I thought this week I would do it a bit, change it up with one thing.
Okay.
I told so our housemate, we were talking about like in uni and stuff, and then a story came up from uni which was really like in my head, like, oh god, yeah, this was like horrific, like for horror genre. And I was like, I'll tell it on, don't worry, Ewan, it's nothing. It's nothing. I see your face thinking, what are you gonna say? No. So I thought I'd just share this really interesting story, because I've when I was saying it to our housemate, she was like, oh my god, like you should try and make that into its own film. And I was like, it's quite interesting. In uni, we were trying to look for a film location, me and another friend who was a friend of me and Ewan.
Friend of a friend.
No, it's Joe. So we were trying to do like we were trying to do like a found footage film, and so we ended up driving from Salisbury all the way up, and I cannot remember specifically where we went, because we would do this thing where we would just drive and see a location. And I've
done those journeys with you before.
Yeah, we have. And then there gets to a point where you're on that journey, and it's like, for fuck's sake, where are we going? I gotta go home. So we were driving, and we found this really like eerie wood, and we stopped, and we were like, you know what? We'll get out of the car, and we'll go around, and we'll take some photos and all of that. And so when we parked up our car, I say our car, when the car was parked, there was another car that was deeper in the woods with its back door open, but no one was around. And we were like, this is weird, like maybe the car's abandoned. But it was like pristine. It wasn't like it was left there. And there was an abandoned church in front. So the first thing we did, obviously, if you see that car, is you think, okay, we'll go to the abandoned church, because this could be a cool background for like what we're trying to film. We go up, and the person I was with looks through the church and goes, hold on a minute. Are there people inside the church? And bear in mind, this church has got like boards up and everything. So we're there like, this is just weird. So I'm like, okay, let me have a look. I look inside, and there was about 4 people in a circle just with their heads down. So me and this other person were like, okay, we're gonna no, So you'd think that. So we're like, maybe they're just teenagers who are like clearly have heard us drive up.
Oh, you're the
So
people
we're-
in a horror film that don't believe
Yeah,
when you're meant to.
we are. So we decide we're like, right, we're gonna go through this wood and we're gonna do a big circuit. So we go through this wood, and as we're going through, we come across this massive fence. And it's got all these signs that are handwritten saying "Do not cross," like, and all this. Like, do not. And so both of us at the time are like, "This is just getting weirder and weirder."
Ew.
So we're sat there like looking through, and as somebody stood in the distance, there's this house, and someone's just stood watching. So both of us were like, we very awkwardly are like, "Oh, sorry," like we're gonna, and there was just nothing. So we were like, "We're gonna leave." We got there in the evening. This was around November. So it was getting dark really quickly. So we decided to come back through the woods to get back to the car. And the walk we did was about 20 minutes, like 25 minutes. So it's now dark. And as we come back to the car, somebody had put candles leading.
Oh, no, it's no. That's
no,
horrible.
The thing is, I wish I could say this was just made up. We see these candles all lit coming from the church to the car, and we're both like, at the time, we're like, hold on a minute, somebody has gone out of their way and knows. So like, we're thinking it's the people from the church, but then we realized that there were handprints on the car, like someone had gone to the car and clearly like done that. Smudged their hands on the car. So we get in the car, and the person I was with at the time like just floors it backwards, like quite like hastily. And so I joked at the time, I was like, what'd you see? And they were like, no, there's people. Did you not see the people run out of the church? So I didn't see that. But then the weirder part was, as we leave the church, like the forest, and we go to drive up the road, we're maybe on the road for like less than a minute, and we see this car that's like, because it was like a kind of a country-esque road. So there's this car on the bank, and it's got all of its doors open, but there was a pram next to the car. So we're on the opposite side of the road. We drive forward a bit, we stop, and both of us get out of the car, and we're there like just looking at this car. But as we're both looking at it, and we're both joking, going like, this is the weirdest place that I think we've ever been. But as we're both looking, we see two figures in the bush to the car, just two clearly stacked men with something over their face, just looking through the bush. So we get back in the car and like floor it, and these two people run into the middle of the road and just stand there. And as we're driving away, both of us were like, this was something out of like a horror film. And I do not understand to this day what was going on in that wood. I couldn't tell you where it was. I have looked constantly on maps to be like, which way did we go?
I guarantee you it was probably Pooh and Piglet. I love that.
So that was my contribution.
The first thing that comes to my mind is doggers, but
yeah,
but
that
like,
does come to my mind.
It maybe in like a druid fact, because they love the druids in that part of the country.
I just wish I could like I've always, I say this to Rhea, and I said this to our housemate. I was like, I wish I could give you a visual, because like even going to the church and looking through the gap and seeing the four people in a circle just with their heads down, not moving.
Also, sorry, how has it taken you 10 years for you to tell me the story?
I think I must have told you it, because it's like we had a similar. Well, I say we had a similar experience. We had an experience where I took you to one of the fairs that was
that was creepy, yeah.
And we started walking through the fair, and it was just midsummer.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like Wicker Man.
Like everyone in the clothes, everyone like dancing around, and I just remember at one point you being like, "Where the fuck are we?"
because it was so local as well. It was such a small village,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
just like we're gonna die here. We're gonna crucify us at some point. I don't know.
So that's what you've been
Bring you
doing this
across.
week.
No, I just thought that would be my contribution because me
I like
saying
that.
I've watched The
Nice.
Hobbit was probably
So do you remember where it was?
no. I desperately want to because
We go there.
I've been asked.
Larry, that'd be a nice night out.
I was gonna say we should go and film an episode
In the
Yeah.
church.
in the church.
In the church.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not?
If I will do my very best to try and figure out where. The problem I have is that every time I look on the maps of like which way we went, the problem is that because it's very close to like the New Forest, you have about 7,000 forests. But I will do my best, and we will.
Sounds like
if
bloody
you're up for it.
Blair Witch, Lawrence. It's just
Yeah.
So,
Honestly,
Did you take photos of like any of this?
do you know what's funny is somewhere on one of my old film hard drives there is a collection of like because we were midway through shooting it. You probably would have remembered me talking about it with you. We wanted to shoot this film where it was handheld and it was a collection of stories. And I spoke to you about an idea of like where these like kids essentially like with the parents.
I do remember us sort of
Yeah.
floating ideas around for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was we were filming one of the collection of the ideas, similar to like how you'd have like VHS nowadays. And Ben Shepherd was in it with us. So we have a load of footage of us in the New Forest of like the beginning and like the middle. And we were like, we need an ending where it can be really, but we just went to this forest. And I want to say there's like one bit of video footage of us walking towards the church, and then you can hear the other person I was with go like, "You see someone in there?" And it's like the camera goes. It's something like that. So I will try and find that as well.
Jesus, God.
Ewan.
Happy Halloween.
I don't know how to match that.
What's a horrific story?
So I've been playing Silent Hill F.
Good.
I've been greatly enjoying it. I've had to take it in short bursts because it is frightening, to be honest. It is a horrific game. And so this one's set in, I think it's 1960s Japan. And there's lots of themes about sort of, there's like bullying and patriarchy, and there's like a lot of misogynistic elements to this, and you're sort of playing a teenage schoolgirl, I guess. I'm not entirely sure how old she is, but she's sort of, and there's like a kind of love triangle between like her and another girl for a sort of a boy's affections, but it's basically almost like previous Silent Hill. I've only played the remake of Silent Hill 2, but you're in this town, and then suddenly monsters overcome the town, in the classic sort of Silent Hill style, except slightly different. It's a bit more, the monsters are a bit more sort of J-horror-y, sort of fitting in with the sort of theme. So they're almost like puppets, almost really grotesque puppets that sort of have weird movements with like big knives and so forth. And it's it's frightening from that point of view. My only quip with it was that, mainly comparing it to Silent Hill 2, I really liked how in Silent Hill 2 it's a really gradual build up. So you sort of like, you're going down the hill and you're going to the outskirts of town, and then you finally get to the town. It's really, really gradual. Whereas in this, it's a bit more instant. You do go down a hill and you meet your friends, and then the monster strikes. So it's a bit more instant from that point of view. But that's all right. It's fine. And classic puzzles and stuff. And I really like the sort of the Japanese setting. I think it gives it far more originality than before. Like, even though I love Silent Hill 2, it's probably my favorite horror game of all time. It does go through the tropes. Do you know what I mean? It's, you go to an abandoned town, and then an insane asylum, and then a hotel. Classic horror scenarios. Whereas with this, it feels a bit more original, and you plunge into a kind of dream world on occasions, and there are these there's one level where you're literally like, it's like school children like arrange like scarecrows on a field, and you're supposed to like arrange them into well, you have to play it, and it's just it's a frightening, haunted game, but one I have to take my time with, because I can only bear like something like an hour and a half before the adrenaline, I can't deal with it anymore. But also what came out this week was Ghost of Yotai, which is, so far I've only played about 4 hours, I think, and I think it's going to be a massive game, obviously, because it's a kind of open world game based in 16th century Japan, I want to say, where you're playing a woman who is avenging the deaths of her family, and it's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. I think there are certain elements that are imperfect, but I think the way it tells the narrative, like you keep sort of like other games where you sort of flip between past and present, it like literally allows you to select that as a thing. So you can go to your former home, let's say, and then you hold down the button, and then you're suddenly like 16 years ago. And I think that's a really innovative device. And I think it's really fun. Yeah. And also I've been rewatching Stranger Things in preparation for the fifth series coming out at the end of November. And it's really brilliant. But I am finding, I think this might be my fourth watch of season 1. I'm finding those characters at the moment, or a lot of those characters at the moment, really annoying, and I think they do improve. Like I find Lucas to be really, really annoying. I find Will to be too over the top. And I think that was someone else. I think Nancy kind of annoys me in season 1 as well. But again, all these characters kind of better themselves, and I think it's funny when I hear that people's favorite season of Stranger Things is season 1. I kind of get it. I love Stranger Things and stuff, but I'm just like, I feel like these characters get much better as they go on, and I feel like the stories get especially season 2. I think is the sort of zenith, I think. But yeah, so that's what I've been watching.
Nice. Someone just mentioned Alien Earth. I finished it last week. Love to know your thoughts. I thought the middle was amazing. There was a couple of episodes in particular that were great, and then I don't know, at the end I feel kind of quite empty from it, really. I don't think it did enough. I don't know, what's your thoughts?
Well, Larry specified quite in detail in the comment there.
Alien Earth gave me a headache. One episode of it was good, the others were shockingly bad. And the ending was terrible.
I have heard the ending's not very good.
No, it's crap.
There was one episode that was good, and that was the one that was the whole thing of the ship crashing into the like. And the problem is that it's just Alien with more aliens, and I think the problem with that series, it just comes down to like. I feel as though like the problem with that series, to be really quick, is just the creator of it. I kind of feel like he's trying to take Alien in a way where I think most people would agree, like Alien is great when it's a horror, confined space, the fear of the unknown. When you start having a character being able to talk to the alien and be able to whistle for it and be like, attack this person, and then have other characters like essentially walk away and be like, we're the new prime people now. It's like,
sounds a bit like Jurassic World, to be honest. With
it very much is, and it ends. And the problem is, it doesn't have a satisfying ending. Like the ending feels like the episode that should come before. So it's a shame. If they do a second season, I hope that they streamline it to more of a horror, but like make it more classic Alien. But yeah.
The other thing I watched was, I was waiting for it to come down in price, but 28 years later, which I hope at some point we review on this podcast. I really enjoyed it, and to a point where I might actually like it better than the other two.
Oh, controversial.
I've got it is controversial, but
not compared to 28 weeks later, because we can all agree that's the worst one. But with 28 days later, that's
even with 28 weeks, it was still good. I still think that first 10 minutes or 5 minutes of 28 weeks later is incredible.
Yeah. The opening is brilliant. And
yeah,
just
it's incredible. But I watched half of it last night with my son, but I'm getting internet problems at the moment, so it dropped out. And he was watching, he was getting right into it as well, to be fair. Alpha zombies and all that stuff's quite interesting. How the zombies are evolving as well. But look, I really enjoyed it. I'd love to review it on here at some point, so I'm not going to kind of have too many spoilers. But yeah, it was great when I watched it twice in the last 3 days. And that's it. There's loads of other stuff. I'm not going to do a Dan's hot pick this week or a Douglas hot pick. Still waiting for a little bit on that. But Jess, what have you watched?
Not a lot. I've been rewatching Dexter still. I've got one season left, and then I can do the rewatch.
The last season. Yeah.
Yeah, then I can rewatch. What's the second one? Cold Blood or something?
Yeah. No, New Blood.
New Blood.
New
And
Blood.
then Resurrection.
I haven't finished Resurrection yet. Couple of episodes left. Right?
I'm looking forward to watching it, but I just kind of wanted to rewatch everything, so it was all like fresh in my mind. And then I need to catch up on Only Medicine Building, which I might do after this. But I have started playing V Rising, which for this time of year, great fun playing as a vampire and building a castle. Just a really fun game. There's a lot of building to it. I heard someone called it Sims, but with vampires. I was like, yeah.
What game's that?
V Rising.
V Rising. I've never played that.
Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, not much else. Just been
Nothing
so
else.
busy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, old Larry's probably starving to death at the moment. So
Yeah.
we've got to choose a film for next week, haven't we? So I'm disappointed we don't have
Nosferatu and Ravenous.
So Nosferatu and Ravenous. Oh my god! So
I
use
hate
a zombie.
people do that. They're zombies, for God's sake. What else are they?
Well, they are zombies, aren't they? What? It's not like
No,
I Am
'cause
Legend. Are they zombies?
I know. I'm probably gonna get the short end of this, but I don't think they're zombies at all. That's one of the reasons
What
I
are they
love
called?
28 Days Later. That's generally one of the reasons I
The
love.
Infected. Yes.
Yeah.
So they're not dead.
Yeah, they're
They
not.
are.
That was the hot. No, but this is. They're not dead. That's like that concept came in ironically 28 weeks later, where like they like that helicopter mows half of them in half, and they're still moving and like all of that. The reason why it was so good, in my opinion, was that the first film was about like you got infected, and it was basically like rabies on steroids, where it was like rage. And I kind of feel that like the more it's gone on, the more they're leaning into it being like, oh, they're more zombies. And I kind of miss that aspect from the first one, because the first one, like clearly at the end of it goes 28, another 28 days later, and then all of them are like dying from starvation.
So what is a zombie then?
A zombie don't die from starvation.
Dead and then come back.
They do die from starvation, don't they?
Zombies don't die from starvation.
I thought they did.
The Walking Dead proves that they do not die from starvation.
Yeah,
they can be
some
sat
of them
on a
were.
bike.
Some of them were like.
Can
They're knackered.
die from
Zombies die.
starvation.
They
Some
need to
zombies
feed.
are kept alive by magic.
Look,
Oh,
Non-biological
wow.
zombies.
if we're
Brilliant.
gonna go back
Wow.
to like what zombies are defined, like the first like concept of zombie, I think came from like Haitian mythology or something.
Yeah.
It was a form of voodoo. So if we go from that and say that okay, everything after that it isn't a zombie because it's not done by Haitian voodoo.
No, granted, I know. See, this is the thing. This is why it's like a really interesting conversation because I agree with you on that. I think in today's sort of like concept of what is a zombie, I think that's obviously different to like what you'd look at it of going, what's the original one? Like to me, and this is just my opinion, to me, a zombie is like the undead. So like you've got all of George A. Romero's, there's zombie flicks. You've got like Dawn of the Dead. You've then got like The Walking Dead, and then you've got offshoot zombie films. I feel for me that one of the reasons I quite like 28 Days Later is it's obviously using elements that are of zombie films, like infected. Like you get bitten, you become infected, or you get anything in like your eye or whatever. But I quite like the idea of it being a play on like a real world sort of rabies, which is very real. Obviously, you have like elements of it because it's kind of like The Last of Us as well has done a thing where they've with the whole cordyceps thing, where they've taken the zombie element and kind of evolved it on of like, oh well, it's like a manifestation of a real world thing. But I think that element fits more into a zombie than 28 days, whereas 28 weeks and 28 years later, I think do lean heavily more into the zombie-esque thing of it.
Though I would say interesting, and this will be my last point about this. Because with 28 years later, I think they're more the zombies, whatever you want to call them, are more humanized, and so in many ways that would counter it. But yeah, they're zombies.
Well, it's if you watch there's a really good interview with Alex Garland and oh my god, why am I forgetting the director's name?
Boyle.
Yeah, Danny Boyle. And an interviewer does ask them like, hey, can you solve the age-old question? Are they zombies? And both of them quite enthusiastically jump in and go like, no, they're not zombies. And Alex Garland's like, I wrote it specifically so they're not zombies.
Well, that's bullshit. That's bullshit because he said part of his inspiration was when he played Resident Evil, and that's like the point. Yes, he based them on the dogs in Resident Evil, but regardless,
yeah. but I do see where he's like coming from though, because like that's one of the reasons I really liked the original film is because obviously I think 28 Days Later as well was the first film that chronologically added to like the mythos of running zombies, because then shortly after that was Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, where he then put it in. But like that's one of the reasons I really like it is because if you I feel like in The Walking Dead, for instance, right, you can have characters like walking through like an abandoned town, and then there's like a zombie that's been run over by a car, and it will still be there going like like all of that. But in 28 Days Later, I like the idea of they say in the film, don't they? They're like, you don't go anywhere at night by yourself because they only really come out at night, and it's like little elements of that of them being more of leaning towards more people who have, which then kind of lends itself to 28 years, doesn't it? Because they start talking about how, like you said, and they start talking about how their consciousness is coming back almost, like they've evolved into this. But then I kind of there's some things I want answered from the sequels, because obviously like you have half of these infected giving birth to non-infected babies, and it's like, okay, how does this work?
Do the zombies stack chairs or not?
Well, in Ravenous, isn't it? There's another. That's a whole nother thing, isn't it? Because I think Ravenous is done where it's like, hey, they're zombies, but they have
Stack
intelligence.
chairs as well, and tellies, and whatever. It was
Yeah.
TVs, wasn't it? Stacks of TVs, chairs, tables. Love it.
It's a whole thing about consumerism.
So next week,
I'm not even
zombies,
joking you.
Yeah. So
I'm not even joking you.
Brilliant.
can we
Well,
get
look forward to watching it.
Nosferatu or not? Is
I think so.
Nosferatu on Prime or?
It's on Paramount.
Oh, I've got Paramount.
Yeah.
So I've got Paramount at the moment. Larry, you got it? You got Internet Plus, haven't you?
I got the steelbook of it.
Oh,
I am
yes.
going
Have
to
you?
rewatch it. Yes, on 4K.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Yes. With Robert
So we've
Eggers talking in my ear.
And Ravenous still on Prime or Netflix?
It's on Netflix,
Netflix.
yeah.
Okay.
It should be, unless I wouldn't be surprised if they've taken it off, but
You're on a bit of a zombie hit. I'm trying to watch a horror every day for 31 days at the moment. Are you guys?
No.
Oh.
I watched horror films like all the way through the year. So
No, I'm trying to do
I
it
don't
one
know.
every day. So I'm doing all right at the moment, but I don't want to. I know you wanted to go at 7:30, and it's now 8:05, Larry. So
know.
I didn't talk too much. Vampire Ravenous, yes, because someone watched that incorrectly last time.
Yeah.
I can't remember who that was, but someone definitely watched the wrong
me?
film.
Did I watch the
Someone
wrong
came-
film? To be fair,
No,
that sounds like something I would do. I have
don't think
been known
I
to
don't
do
know.
that.
Someone
I don't know
did.
if it was. Someone I do remember.
I can't remember who's on the pot. Was it Stephen and Paul on that then?
Wait, which Ravenous are we on about?
The
The
zombie
French
one.
one with tables and
2017.
chairs in it. Yeah. Yeah. I will post at the end of the month. I'm up
That's why I
for
don't
it.
recognise it.
So my hot pick next week will be, what was it? I was having a look here a minute. There we go. Serpent in the
it's
Rainbow.
Frozen.
Serpent in the Rainbow. Yeah, I have Frozen. Okay. Thanks for listening. If you want to follow us, you can follow us obviously on YouTube and like and subscribe. It's very important. And where's my little button gone? I had a little button earlier. Who's making all that noise as well? It's gone now, is
It was one of yours.
It was one of you two, boys.
No, genuinely not. I thought it was you, Kev, playing with
No,
something. on
I'm
your
not
desk.
clicking. I am not clicking stuff. Someone is.
It's you, and isn't it? It's you, and isn't it?
You're clicking a pen or something.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway.
If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's the Bones Horror Pod. Instagram's the same, I think. We will come up with whatever the other thing's called. Top tick. or whatever it's
Graham Cracker, stay at the end because I'm pretty sure something
called.
will play
Something's coming.
after.
Oh, no.
Something's coming. And if you want to follow us on Facebook, you won't be able to because they can go fuck themselves. And
Coming
I
soon
don't
to
know
TikTok.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TikTok, yeah, we do TikTok. Next week we will be back. Yeah, thank you, Graham Cracker. Love to know your real name. But yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks, I expect, with Ravenous and Nosferatu. You can see the link there, can't you? Yeah. See you later.
Bye. Hey, and YouTube can't copyright this because it's technically mine.
I downloaded it. I ripped it.
Hey, Seb, how you doing this morning?
Douglas, no, I need to talk to you.
Oh my God, we getting some more Jamaican bananas? I love Jamaican bananas. I absolutely love them.
Douglas, shut up. No.
Are we going to the cinema? You've always promised me to take the cinema. Oh my god, I love the cinema. Wait a minute. Your text. It seems a little outdated. Are you okay, sir? Are you okay?
Douglas, I need to talk to you.
Oh my god, are we getting some more Jamaican bananas?
Douglas, no! I need to talk to you!
I am appalled! I am appalled and disgusted! You have never shouted at me like that! Never! This must be really serious! Why then, you whore? Why? Why?
Douglas, no! I've been seeing another toy.
Another toy? Is it that whore from down the street? The one in the window you always eyeing up? I've seen the way you look at her! Oh my god, it's so fucking ugly!
Douglas, don't use that type of language.
We are all Douglas.
What happens now, huh? What happens now?
I've packed your bags. I want you to leave tonight.
Yo, what's this now? You can't even look at me! And what do you mean is pack your bags? What, have I a piece of meat? A piece of meat? So it's you! Oh. I see. Well, we all know that you can slap like a fucking jelly!
Douglas, what have I done? Douglas!
Is it weird? I remember all the dialogue from this.
Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow!
Okay.
He did just want to go to the cinema. That's all he wanted. I wonder how things would have turned out very differently if he'd just gone to the fucking cinema.
You're ignorant.